With 9 champions just 2 weeks away in the World Title Tournament, now finally settled with the final 2 competitors. What does the show have to offer? Who's going on to face Seth frickin' Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship? And where does the tag title situation lie? Well, let's find out. What's going on, guys? BossUp86 here, back to your video, and today I'm here to do my Smackdown review from Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeah, not a whole lot happened on this show, so if this review goes by quickly, it's because there really was a whole lot to the show besides the world title implications and the matches to determine who's going to be facing Seth frickin' Rollins at Night of Champions. And some other things happen here and there, so we kick off with the opening match, Edge versus Ray versus Styles in the first round. I do want to say, though, Ray and Styles didn't get any TV interests for some weird reason. That happened throughout the entire show, by the way, which I don't know why, because they weren't running low on time. Okay, let me clarify something. I love Ray. I love Edge. I love Styles. All three are veterans. You think, on paper, this is going to be a fantastic triple threat. Instead, it had its moments. I'm not saying I hated this match, but this match was very underwhelming for me. For the simple fact, this was nothing but a spot fest. And the spots looked so damn contrived, too, because there were so many spots where it looked so unorthodox and so, I don't know, like, they looked planned, but they were also kind of sloppy. Like, these were very sloppy. Like Ray at one point got stopped from doing a sliding dive, and then Edge puts him in a DDT position, and then Styles drop kicks Edge, and Edge hits the DDT on Mysterio. Like, they were doing moves like that within the first 2 minutes of the match. There was like a Tower of Doom spot by Ray, and then towards the end of the match, Edge was supposed to hit his spear out of midair on Ray, but it didn't hit, and that was really rough. And then Styles hits the phenomenal form, and there you go, Styles wins. So, yeah, Styles is going to be facing whoever is between Lashley, Sheamus, and Theory later on tonight. So, yeah, the match had its moments, but it was more of a spot fest, a very underwhelming spot fest. They could have done a whole lot more. So we're going to recap at again, 2018 references, folks. KO and Sammy versus Usos at Mania, then 2 weeks ago. Then we get a recap of the 6-man tag at Backlash. More on the Bloodline here later. Sheamus versus Lashley versus Theory in the first round. This was better than the first match, which is saying a lot because Theory's in it. With Theory was in there, it was boring. But with Lashley and Sheamus, it looked actually pretty damn good. I would not mind a match between these two. Even though I think we've had a match between these two. I could be wrong, but it was fine. It was a solid match. Sorry, folks. My allergies have really affected me, and my sinuses have been acting up, and now for some reason I got a really bad cough, but I'm not sick. It's just allergies, pal. But Theory was playing the chicken shit heel as usual, but Lashley got caught on the top of his head. I don't know what happened there, and not the only time that happened to him. And then a bro kick to Theory out with Sheamus. Lashley gets the pin. So there you go. Lashley versus Styles later on the night. Adam Pearson backstage, then Grayson Waller shows up. Do you mind if I have my talk show next week? Sure. So there you go. And whoever wins the Styles and Lashley match is going to be on the Grayson Waller effect next week. So there you go. Then we get Baron Corbin versus Cameron Grimes. And Corbin gets on the mic and says, you know, I want to congratulate you for being the last pick in the draft. But punks like you are the reason why that NXT calls don't last so long. And then within the 2 minutes, you're going to be laying flat on your back. I wish you would go back to NXT. As soon as Corbin said that, bell rings, cave in, and there you go, Grimes wins. I knew Grimes was going to get a quick win over Corbin. So there you go. Put over Grimes big there. So we're going to recap on Brock and Cody. And Brock and Cody are having their match of Night Champions. Here comes the Bloodline. And this did go on for a bit, though I understand why they did it. Roman talks to Solo and says, you know, we've been having the Sami and KO problem for a while, but it's not the problem with Sami and KO, it's with your brothers. And he says, apologize, because since y'all lost that Mania last 2 weeks ago, I want you to apologize. And Roman's egging him on, being a dick. Jimmy was laughing. He says, oh, am I a clown to you? If I was you, I wouldn't listen to these idiots. I'd listen to me. And and all this stuff, and Roman just being an asshole to them, and Jamie looks like he's about to strike, but Jay restrains. He says, we apologize. Give us one more chance at the tag titles. And Roman's like, well, we're going to bring the tag titles back to the Bloodline, just not you guys. So at Night of Champions, it's going to be Roman and Solo against Sami and KO for the tag titles. Okay, I got 2 questions. One, is no one challenging Roman for the Universal title? For the undisputed Universal title? First question. Second question, Sami and KO are going to Saudi. If you looked at the history of Saudi shows, like, okay, yeah, they went to the first one, but after that, they never went to a Saudi show afterwards. So, I don't know if it was a title thing or what, unless they're going to do an angle. I don't get it. This doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but WWE has done it in the past before, so what stops me from saying it again? So, okay, that's your title match at Night of Champions. So Damage Control and Kayla are backstage. And Bayley says, well, you could tell Roman that after we win the tag titles, we'll be taking over Smackdown. Okay. Liv and Raquel come down. The Usos and the LWO are backstage. And Rey and Santos says, do we have a problem here? And the Usos just laugh off and they just walk away. They're having a match next week. Liv and Raquel took on Damage Control for the tag titles. Raquel has regressed horribly. Liv looked good. It wasn't bad. It's just Raquel has not been good lately. At one point there was a spot where Liv got hit with a double knees off the top, but it looked like she got knocked out for a hot minute because she wasn't moving, but I think she was just selling it. But eventually, Io gets a title, and then she's having a tug of war with Raquel. Then Bayley runs into Dakota, or runs into Io, and then she gets rolled up 1, 2, 3, and Liv and Raquel retain. So tension between Damage Control now. Tension between the factions. So here you go. The Brawling Brutes are backstage, and Ridge and Pete are trying to, tell Sheamus, hey, you do good, let's go get a pint. And then, unfortunately, Pretty Deadly show up. Great. Look, they are not a bad team, but this gimmick is fucking terrible. I hate this gimmick. This gimmick is atrocious. They're having a match next week. Your tag division's already tanking before it even started. Bianca comes down. Championship celebration. She's the hometown girl. And then Asuka comes down. Handshake, mist in the eyes, and there you go. That was all they had for Asuka and Bianca. So, okay, I don't know where they're going with this. I don't know if they're having a match at Night of Champions or what, but okay. Thanks for coming. And then Bianca's in the trainer's room, and she's in pain. She's screaming, and she wants Asuka, but she's in pain. So there you go. Lashley versus Styles semifinals. They barely got a TV entrant for Lashley. They didn't get one for Styles. Good match. The best match of the entire show. Lashley got a cut on the top of his head. He was bleeding pretty bad. Not bleeding badly, but he was bleeding. Power versus strength. Or speed versus strength. Lashley just being a freak of nature. Styles, trying to, take down Lashley. Eventually, Lashley goes into the post. Phenomenal form, and there you go. Styles wins. So Styles versus Rollins at Night Champions. I would have expected Edge versus Edge versus Rollins, but you know what? Styles versus Rollins. Sign me up for that. Rematch from 2019 at Money in the Bank. So there you go. So yeah, that was SmackDown. Not a whole lot to show besides the World Title Final. So, yep, that's about it. So what did you guys think about the show? What did you guys think? Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, tap that big red subscribe button, tap the bell so when I upload, you guys will be notified. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Most importantly, join the herd. Talk in the next video. Peace out.